Hey there, Cajun Nation. Darren Walker with another Student Athlete Spotlight here at Lamson Park with outfielder Kelli Martinez. And let's get right into it. You guys had a lot of question marks going into this season, a lot of big shoes to fill, but my goodness, you guys are off to a hot start. Did you have any inclination that this was coming?
Honestly, we did lose a few people, a few big pieces, and I think that the younger kids really stepped up, and having our team come together, and we're figuring out who we are as a team, figuring out our identity, and it's just like really cool to see the younger kids step up in a time of need. And I think that everybody's meshing really well.
As a senior, how much did you think about or take it upon yourself to be like, you know, I got to be one of the leaders on this team?
At first, I was a little overwhelmed because this is a role that I took without knowing, I guess, and it comes with a lot of responsibilities, and my personality isn't very stern and very assertive, but I had to be that person in order for us to get to the next level. I had to make sure that the younger kids understood that, hey guys, like, this is my last year, we're all going to the World Series this year, like, we got to do it. And I think that they got the message. Just because all that stuff happened, I don't think our goals changed. I think we're still, there's always a bigger picture to everything.
You've played in literally hundreds of games. Is there any one moment, one game that really sticks out for you over the last 3.5 years?
I would say one of my favorite games that I've ever played here at Lamson was my sophomore year A&M regionals. Mm-hmm. Like, it was back to back. It was like we punch them, they punch us, we punch them, and it was just like, it was a fight, and it was a grind, and like that team that year was really special to me. We had Lexi Elkins, Shelly Landry, Kelsey Vincent, and Sarah Corbello, and a few other seniors and stuff, but it was like, I felt like we were wanting to take them to the World Series so bad, and they wanted it, and they just were such great leaders, and that was the funnest game I think I've ever played in my life.
Just talk about this place, the relationship that you guys have with the fans here. You've been to so many different venues, and I know that this is a very unique and special place. Absolutely. Our fans are out of this world.
I'm not from here, so coming here my freshman year, I was in a little bit of a culture shock, but they took me in as their own and made me feel right at home. And I would say that out of all the places I've been, Oregon, Alabama, Florida, no place even compares to this. And we really honestly have the best fans in the country, because they're not only our fans, they're like our family. You mentioned not being from here. You're from Katy, Texas, which was one of the many, many communities that got hit by Hurricane Harvey. Talk about how everybody's doing now over there. Things are getting back up. I wouldn't say everything's 100% perfect or fine again, but our town has definitely the city has come really close together. And okay, I'm a big baseball fan, so like watching the Astros win the World Series this past year, like I feel like they wanted it because they were selfless. And I really told the team that like, this is the perfect example of a selfless team. Like, they're playing for something bigger than them, and I just felt like that was more like the message that we wanted to take in as well.
And you and I talked, I think it was in October of last year, about the recovery efforts and some of the things that you guys were doing as a team to help out back home. Refresh everybody's memory about that.
Well, when Hurricane Harvey first started, or first hit, it was really devastating. So me and a few other people from Houston decided that like we needed to do something immediately. So we got the whole team together, and we got the fans involved, and we asked for donations and stuff, and the amount of donations we got was really overwhelming. And the fans would help us take stuff down, bring their trailer back, take more stuff down, and then when we got there, we set it up in this neighborhood, and me and some of my teammates, we drove through the neighborhoods, and it was a neighborhood I'm very familiar with. It was a neighborhood I grew up in, so it was just very devastating to see like, oh my gosh, this is where my best friend lived, and like the house was completely gone. Some of the fans came with us, and they cooked for over like 400 people, and it was just overwhelming to see all the people from Houston just like coming up to us and crying, and they were like, you don't even know how much we appreciate this. And all we were doing was just feeding them some jambalaya and listening to some Cajun music, and it just really lifted their spirits up. So it was really good to see that.
So you're an elementary education major and you're already teaching here in Lafayette. So here you are going to class and you're dealing with softball season, but you're also teaching. Talk about how that's going for you.
Oh, I love my kids. I teach at JW Falk, and it's amazing. I love every second of being in the classroom, and it's really true that kids say the darndest things because they are just so funny. They crack me up, but it's like I also have to be serious and be like, it's not funny. So it's like, it's just funny. But my biggest satisfaction I get from teaching would be I really enjoy, like when I teach something to a child, having them like completely understand it, and then like when I ask them to explain it back, they understand it. It's like, wow, like I just taught you something that you have no idea, like you didn't know before. So it's really cool to see them grow as a little individual. Going to class, doing my homework, working with my kids, and then coming here and trying to be the best I can be and just leaving it all out on the field is a lot to handle, but it's something that I love to do. I want to do this every day. I'm gonna cry when it's over, and leading this team to the World Series would mean the world to me. So it's, how do I balance it? It's something you do. That's all I got.